sure?
Yeah.
Because I pushed record.
Do it
so
or not. There is no fucking try.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of try.
Do it or not. There is no try.
It says the guy who's riding around in a backpack on your back while you're doing flips through the jungle and shit.
I think I could do that.
Which part? Ride around in the backpack?
No.
Or flips through the jungle?
With the dude in the backpack.
Or the dude in the backpack. A really small, like Amanda? Could you put like Amanda in a backpack and then just start doing flips?
Yes. With a trampoline. I believe I could.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I believe I could put Pierre in the backpack and I could run around in the jungle. Probably not flips.
No flips?
No flips.
Skipping, maybe? Would you skip a little?
Maybe limp some.
Limp?
Walk with a limp. Pimp. Gangster.
A pimp lean? Yeah.
Gangster lean.
That's always good.
What's your takeaway for today? We got a lot of wood chips.
We did get a lot of wood chips today.
Fucking hot.
Most of the Memorial Day shit went out, which is
good.
good.
Yeah, a fucking ton of it.
Which is good.
Is there any more on the shelf? I mean, I know we have some still to ship on the shipping shelf, but on the
no.
that's
we
all
got
done.
all. Yeah, we got. I pushed it all. Pushed it all. Got all those pouches done.
And we have more pouches still, right?
Yeah, we still have pouches, but there's going to be a couple orders on the shelf that are waiting on something else and stuff like that. But for the most part, everybody should have all their stuff.
That's cool. I have nothing to add. Spices.
What about spices?
That's just
the spice of life.
Spices. The spice of mice of life.
The spice of mice of life.
The lice spice. Spice of rice.
I don't think you want to get the lice spice. It sounds like that might be itchy.
Fish can get lice.
That just sounds weird.
Yeah.
How do fish get lice?
I don't know. I just made it up.
Oh.
They get.
Well, you should have.
Ick. I think ick is.
You
like
should have.
lice.
You should have admitted that because that could have been all over the internet.
I think it probably is already all over the internet. All right, we'll read some of these.
Oh, right.
Hey, John. No need to stop at 100. Just skip 100 all together and start at 101. I like it, Tyler Rose.
You didn't even. You didn't even give the spiel.
I don't even know what the spiel is.
Yeah, you didn't give the spiel. That's up there, I think.
99-9.4.
99-9.4.
I like it.
Addendum.
I like it. I am running from cops. The song that's playing is Natural Born Killers from Dre and Ice Cube. I like it. Next time, you have no idea what those even are. Are you aware that there is a rapper called Dr. Dre?
Well, I'm only aware of there's a rapper called Dr. Dre because
The white one named Eminem.
Because all his cohorts are now on CSI or New York Law, or they're all on TV now.
That's Ice-T.
Yeah, but they're all. That's Ice-T. That's what's the other one?
Vin Diesel.
No, Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel's not a rapper. He's a gay guy.
Vin Diesel's not gay.
Vin Diesel's so gay.
You know he's like 4'5". I just made that up. You
Um,
always hear he's so short, but you look it up and he's like 2 inches so taller than I am. He's like 5'10".
Ice-T, and then
Are you aware there's a rapper named Ice Cube?
Ice Cube. So Ice Cube, Ice-T, both those motherfuckers are Hollywood stars now. They ain't rappers anymore. They don't know no rap game.
How about Thin Mint?
I mean, at least as sad as Slim Shady's last album was, at least he's still in the game.
It's growing on me.
At least he's in the game. Those other guys, Ice-T, Ice Cube, they're not even in the game anymore.
So who do you think won? Do you think that Eminem won the rap beef, or do you think that Machine Gun Kelly won? You probably
truth be
never even heard.
Truth be told, I have totally heard about this.
I've heard about this.
I am going to say what most people don't understand is
it was planned.
They both won because they both went to the bank. It was 100% planned. Otherwise, Slim Shady would have just had old boy rubbed out. I mean, that's the way Slim Shady rolls.
Maybe he was rubbed out.
He don't mess around. Slim Shady would just rub you out. You're gonna do no songs.
50 do it.
Yeah, 50 still isn't he still chained to Slim Shady? Doesn't he owe? Doesn't he owe Slim?
I'm sure somehow he does.
Doesn't he owe Slim a song or two?
He's like, we don't even talk. Next time someone asks pancakes or waffles, remember waffles are just pancakes that are ribbed for your pleasure.
They hold butter better.
Waffles hold strawberries better.
Yeah, they hold everything better.
There's a new restaurant. It's a crepe place. It's very nice looking.
Crepe. What is crepes?
Very thin pancakes.
Are they little pancakes?
I'm gonna break it, Ricky Bobby. Yes, sir, John. It's hard to find good help these days. Nobody listens to orders given, and no one has pride in their work. That's 2 things needed for quality productivity. I'd say our crew's pretty fucking good right now. Our numbers are up too. We have more bodies out there.
Yeah, I mean the sow floor is
running well.
The sow floor is running well. So it's only a matter of time before there's a cat fight. Which I feel like we have to get it on video this time because the last one went so fast.
Yeah, we're gonna have to have higher depth cameras that'll record at 60 frames a second.
60 frames a
second. So we can
second.
slow it down and see.
It's like a fucking lion coming out of the bush taking down a gazelle.
We think that there's a beetle in the pine tree up there. We need to cut it down and burn it in place.
Pine tree just out front here?
The one that got the arrow stuck in it.
Maybe it's the arrow.
I thought that too.
Maybe it was.
I thought that too, and I go, I know you're gonna laugh because the tree guy was here, and I go, I know you're gonna laugh at me, but that tree started dying when that arrow fucking stuck in that tree. He's like, yeah, you need to cut that down and burn it. Like, don't chip it, don't mulch it. Like, there's a beetle in there. You need to cut that down and burn it.
So.
For I cannot tell a lie, it is I who chopped down the cherry tree.
I guess so.
What should we use? I chopped one down with a zombie sword.
Yeah, you did with a zombie sword.
That is a terrible fucking tree chopping device. What
zombie sword.
Use? Let's get Jacob Herman's axe over here.
Does he have him with him?
In Nashville. He lives in Nashville.
Oh, does he? I didn't know he lived in Nashville.
I bet it's like a bearded axe, though. That's not a damn tree chopping axe.
Seems so close for not coming here that often. Yeah, it'd be nice to see Jacob Herman with his $300
Let's have Jacob
axe.
Herman chop the tree down. I'll bet he makes his woman do it.
I'll bet.
Because she's from Montana. I'll bet she chops it down.
That would be my bet. My bet is she would chop it down better than Jacob Herman.
I'll bet she's a lumberjactress.
Lumberjactress? But there's not a lot of... Yeah?
What do they call those?
I don't know.
Lumberjill.
Lumberjills.
That's real. Have you ever seen any lumberjack shows?
No. Oh, yeah. I mean, I've seen them.
So they had one. They had one.
Females on them.
We had lifetime passes. Who did we just have this fucking conversation with? Is it cruel that we had Shamu in a cage? Yeah, that motherfucker. We didn't go trap Shamu. It's not like Shamu didn't know what the wild ever was, like, right?
Yeah, and
most of those animals were Russia's mammal program that was shut down. A lot of them.
And here's the thing: we can't speak whale, so how do you know the whales outside of SeaWorld are not like, dude, he gets 3 meals a day. They give him all that medicine. How do you know they're not jealous? How do you know they don't want to be in there?
When one gets away by accident, because sometimes that happens, they always come back.
Yeah, they always come back.
Why wouldn't She'll come back. She always comes back.
Why would you want to be out there chasing food when somebody's just going to hand it to you?
So, SeaWorld had a lumberjack show.
SeaWorld had a lumberjack
SeaWorld had a lumberjack arena as a lumberjack show. So I would go to my dad's, right? So like every weekend we'd go to SeaWorld or
when you're right
the
there,
zoo or Wild Animal Park or something. So I went there a lot. Have you ever seen these dudes? They have an axe and they hit it and they jam a fucking shingle in there. Like literally, there's like a shingle off the roof of your house. Boom, and he climbs up, hits it, boom, jams the shingle, and before you know it, this motherfucker in like under a minute has climbed himself to the top of this fucking phone pole that's like 8 stories tall. Fucking crazy.
And then what does he do? Cut the top off? Or is he just showing you that this is how we get up there?
I don't remember what he did, but when you get up like 3 shingles high, you're like, wow, this is a lot taller. I don't think I'm going to go to the top of this pole and stand on the top of this fucking pole. There's wind blowing up here.
Yeah, it has changed.
John Skully on a previous podcast. Truth be told, I really like when you guys read, haha. So if you would, hit it up one more time, haha. Thanks for making the orange tool pods. Anything I put on the ground has a lot better chance of getting picked back up if it's orange. Lawrence, I agree a fucking $1,000,000,000%. When I was a kid, I had a woodland camouflage wallet. And I lost that motherfucker playing BB Gun Wars with John Wilson, who I shot his tooth out.
Yeah.
And Mike Wilson. I shot him in the shoulder and we had to pop it out like a zit. And I lost that wallet and I was so bummed. I didn't have any money. I never had any money. But like 4 fucking years later, we were tromping through there doing something in that same area and I found that wallet.
Got your Blockbuster card back.
I don't know. There's some, whatever was in there was still there.
Yeah.
Because it was like 420 pack cloth, you know. So yes, we just actually cut. I want to say there's like 50 more orange tool pods that we cut today. Bill cut a fucking ton of them.
They're a hot item.
John and Skully, on a previous podcast, you were discussing how there was a lack of supply with skilled worker seamstresses. I know John's son Cody is involved in CNC machining. I am as well on the engineering programming side. So I was wondering if you had heard of the program called Titans of CNC. Titans of CNC, that dude is a fucking badass. I have watched several of his YouTube videos. Dude went to prison, came home, talked somebody into letting him work on some machines or something. So they give him this job, right? So he starts turning these machines up, and they're clocking them at like 10% speed rate or whatever. Mm-hmm. So he keeps turning these machines up, and they're not crashing. He's like, why are we running these? Time is money. So he starts cranking these machines up, fucking gets somebody to fucking front him some money, gets a machine in a building, and then starts leveraging the work, his accounts receivable against fucking credit, finances, gets this whole fucking shop. The industry fucking tanks, closes. They go from like millionaires to fucking shit. We can't fucking we got to turn all this shit in. And he just starts making phone calls and shit. Like, the dude has a fucking amazing story. Like, when you listen to this, too, like, I have chills thinking about it right now. Like, he's just stuck in my head that much. Definitely check him out. That's a good deal. The educational platform that it uses is tenfold more effective than any schooling I'd been in by giving free outline tutorials, no sign-ups, or any of that other crap, with step-by-step instructions with referral explanation, in addition to having local group shops that are open to qualified student educators. Groups run mainly through Facebook Messenger, though this might give a good idea of how to get more qualified, higher value employees to work for you and your industry. Additionally, the founder, Titan Gilroy, has an inspiring backstory on how he made his way into the industry, starting off as a saw operator after getting out of jail and making his way to the top, becoming a company doing aerospace parts. And just like you guys, I don't think he sleeps or takes days off. So he actually has gone back. Man, I wanted to say it was San Quentin. He went back to some of the like major fucking prisons and tooled up and revamped all their shit. So like they had some prisons that were like tooling shit from like fucking World War II and shit, right? So he walks in and he's like, we literally cannot use a single fucking piece of this.
9-phase.
So he gets some government grants and fucking like he puts this program together, and he has these dudes trained up while they're in prison. So when they come out, like, he fucking gives them jobs and shit. Like, it's pretty neat, man. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get with Ed from Ed's Manifesto, because he's Mexican, Mexico. He, he's been a U.S. citizen for 4 years. I did not fucking know.
Yeah, living in Colorado.
I thought he's in San Diego.
Well, he's doing training in San Diego, but I think he said Colorado is where he ended up.
Okay, so
might be wrong.
So we're gonna get him to come in and teach a class. We're gonna bring him in and sponsor a class. But we're really doing that. The real reason we're bringing him is because we're gonna take him to the Mexican restaurant up the road and have him teach him how to make a fucking burrito. Because he speaks Spanish. And he speaks fucking white boy, and he has to know what fucking Roberto's is. And he's from Tijuana, like Tijuana. He spent time in Tijuana. Like, we're going to be able to get the little street sausage wrapped in bacon. We're going to be able to get the street tacos. And we're going to be able to get the Roberto's burrito, right? Carne asada. Guacamole, cheese, sour cream.
One would hope.
With pico de gallo.
One would hope, but I don't think it works that way.
I think it works that way.
I think they just revert back to their skill set. Because, like, when Joe did that up at my Mexican restaurant...
Maybe Joe's not a real Mexican.
I went back 3 times.
Maybe Joe's...
And each time, it stepped down back to where it was until the last time I was like... I don't even order their carne asada.
Has Joe ever been to Mexico? I'm going to go with...
No, yes, he has. Yes,
he's been to Mexico.
Yes,
Joe actually in Mexico.
Joe actually did a protection detail in Mexico.
That does not surprise me for white guys.
Nope.
No.
No.
Who?
No.
Who is it? What color were the people he was protecting?
They were brown.
Brown.
Yeah.
Brown.
Yeah, they were brown. And maybe they may
OTW.
They may or may not been affiliated, but the protection detail was for, I want to say they were 16 or 18-year-old girls.
I like when Joe's around because I feel protected.
Yeah. 16 or 18-year-old girls that wanted to go partying, and
Gotcha.
because of their family connections, they had to have a detail that went with them to go partying.
They have a security detail for certain knife makers at Blade Show. For some daughters of people that go to Blade Show.
Who's that? Which one?
I can't say.
But is it really a security detail, or is it?
Well, it's, hey, they're going out. Okay, I'm definitely not going out. Do you know what I'm talking about yet?
I don't.
Okay, I'll tell you later. So we bring Ed in, and he teaches us how to get out of handcuffs, and I mean all the shit. Like we've seen all of it, right?
Yeah.
But he's gonna do it in a manner that I just feel like, because you can watch it on YouTube. Aaron Little did a class on it. A couple dudes at Alumni did a class on it. Like Cody was opening up fucking every lap there was, and fucking deadbolts and shit, and shimming them and bumping them and doing all kinds of shit. But I feel like Ed's like, yeah, I learned this from a 15-year-old kid who tried to fuck one of my guys up.
Yeah.
So I feel like watching Ed do it is going to be really impressive.
I just want to. I would really. It would be awesome to just hear.
I just want to take him around all these Mexican restaurants and have. I just want him to know what we're having to deal with here.
I just would love to hear his stories, because
Yeah. The story. I want to hear. I had some very specific things. I actually have some notes when I listened to it, because I didn't listen to Rogan until today, right? And I hit him up. I'm like, holy fuck, dude! Like that's some good shit. I'll show you his reply. He's like, yeah, there's some people upset, not who you think would be upset, and I just feel like no matter how bad Mexican food is in Colorado, he's gonna have a new appreciation for where he resides.
We're
gonna take him to the Mexican food loop.
Yeah, if you come here, get the Mexican food here, you're not going to be happy with our cultural appropriation. I just want to hear, because there's a war going on in Mexico.
No. The thing is, like, that war is about to not be in Mexico. Like, that war is in Los Angeles. And
I'm just
San
saying,
Diego.
there's war.
A legit fucking war.
There's a war going on in Mexico that has been going on for the same amount of time. Just about the same amount of time that we have been at war in Afghanistan and Iraq. And it's way worse than Afghanistan and Iraq.
More bodies every year.
More bodies. When you're down there, like Joe said, when you're chilling in La Jolla, the murder capital of the world is right across the border. More people are being killed over there than anywhere else in the world. Just right across the border. And
plus, I want to go see the Mormon.
I really want to go.
Village.
I really want to go down there and see that.
10,000 people.
I really want to go down there and see that. That would be fucking awesome.
You're gonna walk in there and there's like temples there. They have to have a fucking temple, right?
Of course.
So it's gonna be like when you go from East Hollywood to West Hollywood, right? Literally, like when the sign's there, it's like they bleached the sidewalks on the other side. It's really like over here when you go from the state park to the federal park. All of a sudden, they have real asphalt and shit.
Yeah. Oh man, I would love to go see that. There's that. Which, when I said that in my head, I was thinking. When I said that in my head, I was thinking, man, I'll bet you though, because it was on Rogan, I bet you there's a ton of people that are like, hey, let's go see the fucking Mormon village.
They're probably shooting at them from their machine.
There's tons of people, because I would love to go. I would love to go to the Mormon village.
I want to go to the one in Argentina.
And then I want to go to the
fucking Nazis.
I want to go to the German village in Argentina. Man,
Yeah.
it'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah, that sounds like we should go do that. Your podcasts are dope. Go to thebomb.com.
Thebomb.com.
I wonder what that website goes to. Damn, the women with 2 boys loading up the wood. Even if you're worthless when it comes to your work ethic, how can you not help your mother with things like that? Man, as sad as it is, like, if she expired, he would come here and ask for money. he probably wouldn't even tell us she had expired. Like, he would come here and try to get some fucking money somehow. The other son has his shit together. His wife's fucking, like, good people, good folks. But that other side, I do not understand that. In a previous podcast with Pierre, he mentioned CarMax's Max Care plans. He is totally correct. I was a service writer for CarMax in Texas, and gotta say, they were a pretty good company to work for. At least my techs and managers were cool. The Max Care is a great option, and that's why I still get the cars from them. Do you know what tar and chip is?
Tar and chip. I do
tar
not.
and chip.
Mm-mm.
It's what the roads are made of. So when we were on the way to Jackson last week, we stopped to get fuel at the interstate there, right at the big truck stop right there, our truck stop. And there was a lot of work trucks coming in, like new trucks and shit. I'm like, tar and chip, asphalt. There's fucking tar there, and there's a lot of people. Like, definitely they're fucking working, and they have like new rigs and shit. So I find the dude in the cleanest truck that doesn't have a bunch of tar all over it. And I'm like, hey, is this you? He goes, yeah, I go out and bid all the jobs. And as a kid, man, I'll bet he wasn't fucking 18, 20 years old. I'm like, I got a place up here. He said they just did the fireworks stand in Camden, so they must have just tarred the one on the way to the Walmart there. He said, take a look at it. That's what we do. But I was thinking if we could put that around the whole building, we could drift. We could get go-karts.
Yeah, that would be fucking awesome. I want to get, have you seen where they convert the
razors,
the three-wheelers? They convert remember the three-wheelers that we used to ride in the old days?
Yeah, the big ones with the motors. The big wheels.
They make big wheels with motors and shit. That would be fucking awesome.
Have you seen they do the razors too? They lower them down and then put street slicks on them because they run in four-wheel drive.
Oh yeah.
Ken Locke was out there fucking rally carring them and shit.
That'd be cool.
Pretty wild, man.
So you're thinking about getting just around there, or would you do the whole driveway?
No, we do all of it. John Molino, I worked for them for a while in California, and they were always good to their employees. Arne Whalen, where in California? When my mom got sick, I transferred to the Irvine location for a while.
And hey, as far as CarMax is concerned, fuck all that. I mean, they may be great and all that bullshit, but the thing that CarMax did that is the innovation is, man, I really want to get one of those giant quarters and buy a car in the CarMax thing.
Is that them?
Yeah, that's their car thing.
So when you order your car in, they actually put that thing in. I thought that's near Carvana or something. The one in Nashville by the Armory.
Is that Carvana or is that CarMax?
I don't know, man. There's a lot of CarMaxes that don't have that thing.
I thought the one in Nashville was CarMax, but maybe it is Carvana. If it is, I'm sorry guys, but whoever has got the giant coin and I can go put it in the thing and have a car come down, that would be fucking awesome.
I didn't know you actually used a coin. I know they put your car in there, and then it comes down and you drive it out and the fucking doors go psh, psh, like ours were supposed to. So episode 100. You have to show the inside of the Crisco can.
You don't want to know what's inside that Crisco can.
There's actually Crisco in there.
Yeah.
That's shocking that companies have manpower issues like this. I worked construction before the Navy and still showed up on time every day on time. The only difference the DoD made is now I'm not an hour early, I'm late.
Oh, construction for the Navy. So
Camden was just voted, well, I think it was Benton County, the most impoverished town in all of Tennessee. And one of the top in the United States. The way they get that is because we only have like 3,500 people. So the way they get that number is because the unemployment rate is so high. Thus, the same issue. We have a very low population.
God, I wonder how many people are on unemployment in Camden if there's only 3,500 people.
I don't even think that they're on unemployment. I think they're just unemployed.
Like how many?
And so many of them have made themselves unemployable.
How many people are actually working in the city of Camden?
Bet you half of them, man. We have a lot of old folks.
That would be interesting.
Thanks for getting the modified remains on MeWe. Thanks for getting James Snyder, man. Modified remains is like one of those dudes that is the top in his industry. If you watch what that dude's doing, there's a guy in the UK that's doing like big stuff, museum stuff. Modified Remains, Tom's Imagination. I don't own anything from Modified Remains. he's a reptile breeder, and he has a lot of indigo snakes, which are CITES animals. So there's issues moving them across state line without proper paperwork. I believe he's a tattoo artist as well, but he mainly like deals in reptiles. He breaks them down. You kind of have a network when you're a reptile breeder like that. You know all the other dudes breeding reptiles, and you know you're able to kind of get dibs on these animals. People aren't just like coming to you and giving you these exotic animals though. Like the dead animal still carries a value, and a lot of times the dead animal actually carries a higher value than if the animal is alive. So he breaks them down. He's got beetles that eat all the flesh and shit off of them, and he basically takes them. You look at it, it's much like building a model. Like you have all the bones in sections, you've taken them apart, you've taken all the flesh off of them, and now you're going to put them back together. You're going to glue them together just like a model. But he does really, really cool shit. Next time I see him taking a trip out this way, I will buy some stuff just because I want to meet the dude in person. I'll buy some stuff and have him come deliver it, and we'll shoot a video with him. Brian Weissman, Skinny Boy Arts, I buy quite a bit of stuff from him. He's bringing a zebra head out here in another month or so. A hornbill, a couple other things. Like he's got some really cool shit. He built those steampunk lamps that I have. I've got some cool shit from Brian. Tom's Imagination, I have some muskrats that he did, and they're actually have other bones, and he has made muskrat ninjas and muskrat samurais, and they have fucking little turtle helmets on and shit. Just neat shit. It's very cool. You look at this and you never would have thought it, and it's cool to see what these guys come up with. Modified Remains had a very cool dog recently. I don't know if he still has it available. And he had a Joey, a little kangaroo that's like 18 inches tall. That was fucking pretty cool. He's an artist, man. It is fucking amazing what these guys do. So definitely check him out. Modified Remains. He's on Instagram. That's where he's the most active. But like they're starting to give him shit. So anytime it's all the anti-hunter shit. It's the fucking save the animals. Like we're literally dealing with dead animals that would go into the earth or into the dump in most cases. And he's able to like just, use that. And that's a business. Like he has really made a name for himself. Like I don't know if that dude actually realizes like how fucking high end he is. Like if you have some money and you want some unique shit, I know you guys look at all my oddities stuff and kind of like the stuff I like. Like that is the dude. So definitely check him out. And I saw his page had gotten locked. He just got back from like fucking Paris with another dude that does kind of the same thing. And man, when you go over and like you look at the Paris Natural History Museum and some of these medical museums and stuff, they literally have like Noah's Ark in skeletons. Like it's fucking just awesome the shit they have, and whales suspended from the ceilings and shit. So he got back and he was talking about how his page had been locked, and I reached out to him. I'd never spoken to him before. I made some comments and inquired about some pricing and stuff, and I said, hey man, get on MeWe, because MeWe, nobody can see your page unless you accept them. So only people that you're in line with are going to see your page. And number two, MeWe works how Facebook used to work. So, when you first got on Facebook, it's been like 10, 11 years ago. Yeah. When you get on Facebook, at first you saw you subscribe, or whatever it was called, like the page back then. And you would see all the stuff they put out. Every time they put out, you get a notification if you had it turned on. And then they started adding more bullshit, so you had to push it and double push it. And then they'd kind of only show you some of it. And now they want you to pay so that your followers can see that stuff. Well, MeWe is how old Facebook was, in that if you're on my MeWe page, I make a post to Instagram, only 5% of the people subscribe to me see it. I have 700,000 people on Facebook, and less than 5% of the people see that. They've throttled that back because they want you to pay for it. We have spent $675,000 advertising with Facebook. We have spent $65,000 just pushing our round logo made in the motherfucking USA, just a picture of a patch that just shows people our patch, and it dumps them to our Facebook page. We have run that ad for 6 years. They just recently came back and said it doesn't meet community standards. We spent $65,000 on that. It was okay for $65,000 for them. But when I post to MeWe, everybody on my MeWe page sees my shit. So what happens is I post to Instagram, I post to Facebook, I post to MeWe. Anybody who really wants to buy our shit, like, and it's a little more hoops. I know it's another fucking platform you have to sign up for. But if you want to see what SOE's posting, you want to see that shit when I put it up for sale, you want to know right then. That's why when you guys see it, he's putting the razors away, maybe. That's why, like, by the time you guys see it on Instagram, and I posted it 3 hours ago, and Instagram finally decided to show it to you, and it's all sold out because those dudes on MeWe pushed a couple buttons and knew right when I posted it. That's why that shit sells out so fast, because our truly loyal, dedicated customers that truly do want to buy the product, they have subscribed to MeWe. So definitely do that. Follow us on MeWe. It's John Willis or Special Operations Equipment on MeWe. Just ask on Facebook. I'll send you a link to it if you can't find it. And check out Modified Remains. Look at him on he has a very long history on Instagram. Check him out. And lot of talent there. I'm a welder. Our shop bought a robot. First thing I did was volunteer to learn how to run that shit. Now I make more money than the rest of the welders in the shop. Keep moving forward no matter what.
That's going to be the thing, man. You just have to adapt. You just got to adapt and evolve to whatever your situation is. I know somebody a couple podcasts was talking about they're not going to make a fucking robot that'll stack as well as we do in the fucking warehouse. I just saw this thing. You can look it up. It's called the I forgot the name of the bird. Ostrich. It's called the ostrich stacking bird, and they've built this robot that it doesn't really look like an ostrich. It kind of does. It's just because of the way it balances. But it drives around the warehouse. It drives around the warehouse and will pick up boxes and make perfect stacks of boxes. It'll take boxes and put them on conveyor belts and push them down the conveyor belts. I mean, the technology's coming. Be the guy that fixes the technology. I mean, we have a really good friend who has not been here in a minute, but comes around a lot, who works at a super factory. Because here's the thing. Once a corporation starts adopting those items, once they start adopting those items, the bottom line is going to depend on those items. So when ostrich stacking bird goes down, or your fucking welding robot goes down,
or your robot kills some people,
or your robot accidentally kills some people,
smashes some folks,
every second that line is not operating, they're losing money. They're losing money.
Actually, I heard it's a couple $1 million a minute.
So the guy who can go over there and get that fucking line operating, not only is going to have a job forever, but he's also going to get paid a lot of money and
pull poor Joey out of there.
He's
bad hurt. He's in
at least
pieces.
Grab Joey's arm and send it in the ambulance with him. So I mean, yeah, just adapt to that technology. There's always going to be, until AI kicks off. I mean, right now we're doing stupid stuff. Until AI totally takes over, there's always going to be room for us.
How do you feel about farmers getting big subsidies from the government to grow a crop without the return being there? They're paying them. Oh, I heard they paying them.
Yeah, they do. They do that all the time. They pay people not to grow stuff. They pay. It's how we manipulate the. It's how we manipulate the price of food. Here's the thing. For the most of us, the food that we eat, we're the end user, but we're so far removed from the production of that food. Doesn't matter what it is, cows, whatever. We're so far removed from the production of that food. We just want cheap food. So you're like, I want 50-cent head of lettuce. You have to remember that there are so many fucking elements within that. There's so many elements within that 50 cent of head of lettuce that you feel like you have to have. They have to artificially fuck with how food is produced in this country. Right now you got these stupid tariffs. So farmers that are growing soybean are taking a hit, and the government's going to give them a bunch of money so we can fight the Chinese on this.
They have crop insurance too.
Yeah, they have crop insurance, but the reality is we're too far removed from the manufacture of the food that we eat.
You have the ability to just do it in your backyard.
Yeah, we don't have the realization of the cost. It's kind of like when people are like, we got to let the migrants come across because only migrants pick strawberries. just the idea of that shows your ignorance and the fact that you're completely racist about the situation. They want to have migrants come across the border to pick those strawberries so they can pay them a reduced wage so you can get your 50-cent strawberries. If they had to pay minimum wage for those people that were out there working, your strawberry would now be $20. You don't want to pay $20 for your strawberries, but then...
Well, isn't California minimum wage $15, $20 now?
It's maybe $15
Good
now?
for you, California. How's that
Yeah,
going
so
for
you have to really look deep into these things. You can't just be like, oh, the government is fucking giving handouts to farmers or...
If you have any interest in that and where your food comes from, well, look up Jeff Lawton. Look up Jeff Lawton in a video on YouTube called Greening the Desert. Just put in Jeff Lawton Greening the Desert. You won't even have to put all the words in. It will pop up. You'll find 20 versions of that video. Just push that. Just watch one of those videos. They're 15, 20 minutes. He took 10 acres in the 400 feet below sea level, the deepest point of the earth in Africa, about 2 miles from where Jesus was said to have been born. So
good olives there.
So he took this and it was salted. Like there's a salt sea there. Nothing will grow there. They just started putting wood chips on the property. Wood chips, started planting a few things, and just brought in almost a meter's worth of wood chips. And it just started creating humidity. They were putting stuff in. He built a rainforest in the desert. It's there right now. Like, people have come from around the world to look at this because they actually fixed the soil. The plants drew the salt out in that area. Like, he's duplicated this all around the world, all through Ethiopia. It's fucking amazing. But he's from Australia. He resides in Australia. But he has these forests that he's put in, and he goes through. So you'll see these videos about what they did, and in that you'll see recommended videos. Just click a couple of those videos on how they did it. It is absolutely just stunning. It's amazing. Just with some minor earthwork, just some trenches, doing swells on contour lines. Literally just some 6-inch divots in the ground. It is absolutely fucking baffling what they're able to do with this. Check it out, because you can do that on even the smallest scale, even if it's just like container shit. You'd be amazed at what you could actually produce. People want to do these big gardens and they put this shit in and they never consume the food they eat. Like, they literally, you're taking tomatoes and fucking cucumbers and just throwing them in any open windows that you can find at Walmart. Like, people or church, like, you hear that all the time. You have the capability. You just have to gain the knowledge, and it's not anything. It's easy stuff to do. Like, our grandparents did it. It was just called the normal shit. Like, our grandparents weren't survivalists. That was just the way. That's how everybody did it. John, have you ever installed rubber tracks on your razors? Also, did you purchase a skid steer or track loader? I like the yellow ones with the single loaded arm and side entry cab. What are those, the big cats you're talking about? I have not bought a skid loader yet. And I've never run tracks on my razors. I know Bailey has them. I know Rob has them on some of his razors.
It's because Bailey's up in the snow.
He is.
Makes sense.
He's in the snow. You can run them other places.
Yeah, but I mean, it just really makes sense.
Like, we've never like been stuck to the point where we couldn't get out. Like,
yeah, always it's the
anywhere we've run. I don't think we've ever.
You always
been
should
stuck.
be able to extract.
We'll break a car in two pieces sometimes, but I mean, I've driven the Razor back almost a mile with 3 wheels, twice.
Yeah.
I mean, we picked up the parts of the wheel and put them in the back and drove the car back with only one front wheel. We've done that. Like, it's pretty amazing how resilient those things are. The Swiss decided to bow to the EU's demands and voted via referendum for stricter gun laws. Or rather, the Swiss Germans, at least Ticino, Italian-speaking Canton province, voted no. So still wanted an AR-10 and went to the gun shop to order one. The guy at the shop recommended a SIG and an HK. I asked, is that the SIG patrol rifle? He said yes. So knowing Skully's recommended it, I ordered the SIG. He explained why the SIG is such a great gun. So now can't wait to shoot it. So thanks for the recommendation, Skully. I have a Spikes Tactical M4, which I like a lot. There's more to this. We're not going to go through all that. Wait, John, coffee was a real figure. There must be something that the useless sons can do. Feel sorry for the mom. I don't know what the fuck we're talking about right there. If you hilarious YouTube clip explaining Brexit, or rather the Brexit fuck up.
Yeah, you'll love that patrol rifle, and I guarantee you, if you were comparing a 7.62 HK to a SIG, you just saved $3,000.
Plus HKs are only for dudes that, like, if you're scared of heights or you're scared to go upside down or you don't like looped roller coasters. If you have an HK gun, you're going to end up doing all that shit. Like, you're going to do the Matrix shit and everything, and you're going to be upside down, and
this is true.
You're going to find yourself in fear. So, patrol rifle. Awesome podcast. Killed it again. Keep them coming if you can. What's the worst employee with the funniest background story?
The worst employee with the funniest background story? I don't.
Draw a blank.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, it's not the worst story, but, and I don't know if I should say it.
It's pretty. He might come back and shoot you from a distance.
I'm not afraid of that.
Well, you'll see him build a bell tower first.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they all have funny backstories. I mean,
You're coming from a major city to the middle of no one.
Yeah, I would really.
Everyone's running from something.
I would really love to do like a Dave Chappelle. What's Eddie Murphy's Charlie Murphy stories with these girls, like.
Fuck your couch.
Yeah, blackface them out. Put them in a corner where you can't see their face and let them tell their Charlie Murphy stories, and then we dress up as the characters and act them out, because some of them are fucking. At the time these things were happening, not hilarious, totally bad, but the way they come out is so fucking funny. I mean, like
I was handcuffed and I jumped out of a police car off the bridge into the river.
Yeah, there's some crazy shit that has gone out there, and I'm
not
just
here, like prior.
Yeah, prior to coming here, prior to working here. I mean,
after they were off parole or probation.
Yeah, there's one person out there that I was like when she started working here, I'm like, man, it's so nice to just get somebody normal, just like a mom. She's a mom and she's just doing her stuff and she's just normal. And for the longest time, that's why I was like, she's just one of the, she's just normal. She's never been to jail. It's all, and then she starts telling her stories, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong? What is in the water in Camden, Tennessee that everybody feels like they have to go to jail for some reason? It's just crazy. But some of the stories are fucking hilarious.
You were talking about stories of crappy employees. I have lots of stories also. I cannot tell you how many times I have had this exact conversation. Employee coming to work. My girl kicked me out. I have nowhere to go. I can't work tonight. Me. How is not having a job going to help you? Employee. I don't know, but I have nowhere to go, so I can't work. Along the lines of not making sense, I have had people put on applications under the reason for leaving their last job, not enough hours. They quit the job because they weren't getting enough hours, but they don't have another job. Not enough hours to live off, so I am just going to sit home and do nothing. Yeah. Yeah.
Or they have been fired from every job in the local area.
Yeah, when you come, just some helpful advice. When you're going to ask somebody about giving you a job, and they ask you why you're not at your job, you probably shouldn't start with, well, my fucking boss was an asshole. Because we've heard it a dozen times. And I'm like, you're going to be saying that about me in 90 days, so yeah, we can't use you. Like, you've already tainted yourself.
I will say this about SOE is coming to work. The one thing about John is how do you say this? It's like coming to SOE. It's not that that's the kind of employee we're trying to attract. It's coming and working to SOE is like a second chance. Like, you can do some crazy shit and have some crazy shit in your background, and as long as you come here and you want to work, if you're like, hey, I just need a job, I want to work, John will always give that person a chance to work. Always, and even sometimes it's like, that person is still high as fuck. But it's like, you know
like
what?
Pirate Steve.
Yeah, or yeah. There's always that second chance, and even some of the girls that have worked here who like have done some shit that you're like, yeah, there's no way John's gonna let her come back. If they come back and they're
more along the lines of, I don't know why we didn't kill her.
Yeah, if they come back and they're clean and they're like, I fucked up, I really need a job. 9 times out of 10, John's just gonna be like, go sit down and start sewing. I mean, this is, especially for a small town like this is really like a second chance for people to get their shit together, get their life back together. So with that said,
unfortunately, a lot of times these guys come in with this, I need as many hours as I can get. I'm losing my house. I have fucking 4 judgments for child support against me. That car out there, they're going to come and take it. They just don't know where it is right now. And then we give those dudes, like, I'm sleeping in a tent. Like, we give those dudes the job, and the best work you get out of them is the first 2 weeks. Like, they reduce their hours, and like all that drive goes away. Because usually what it is, the chicks kicked them out, and they actually believe that in their head. But then somehow they weasel their way back into that fucking tainted pussy, and it fucking just poisons them every fucking time. Or they get some tainted pussy. Like they go fucking to the laundromat, and they find a bitch who has fucked 10 dudes at the laundromat, and they're like, I'm in love with this bitch that I just fucked at the laundromat. You fucked her at a laundromat. That's a dirty, skanky whore. Have fun with that. But you're gonna alter your fucking life. Like the reason you moved to Camden, like that's your fucking life plan. Like you didn't think that out too well. Like we had a dude, fucking Army vet, had a nice truck, had an ATV, had some toys. Like he was just doing his shit, and he met a bitch at the laundromat, and that's what happened. And her dude,
true love.
Her dude had a good job.
True love.
They had a kid together. He had fucking insurance. Like, that's the thing here. Like, if you're a chick here and you got a dude that has interest in you, if you're a local and you got a dude, like, what your bragging rights should be, he has a driver's license and insurance. Because job, driver's license, insurance, pick 2. You can't have all 3.
You can't have all 3, yeah.
So,
yeah.
Like, it's just crazy, man. It is fucking insane. Call your local.
Laundromat hookups.
Call your local. Yeah, and, like... Chances are, like, that's your cousin.
We should start.
And you probably know it's your cousin.
We should start a Facebook page. True Love, Laundromat Hookups.
Camden, Jerry Springer.
Oh, shit.
Call your local labor relations office. They will help you through the system to start school program. They even control union apprentice programs now. Part of the problem for most unions. It stops the 100+ year way of slight hazing. And for them to prove they want that journey title. And the brother and sisterhood is almost gone in the new generations. Now it's all HR snitches. 100%. And why is that? It's because people don't interact. It's getting worse, and it's about to get even worse. You can see it. Go to Walmart. Go to the movie theater while you're standing in line. Go to a restaurant. You will see multiple people at a table not communicating with each other. They're always on the phone. How many, like, I do not go out in public ever where I'm like, not like, hey, look up! Because a motherfucker's about to walk into the street, run into you, fucking, like, they're just not paying attention. Even when they're out in public, they're in their own little fucking bubble. Because of, it's the phone thing. And it's about to get way fucking worse. Like, you're about to really see that happen. I mean, we have people coming in asking for jobs that literally have no idea what we do, and once they are here, they literally cannot have a conversation. They cannot communicate with you. And then when you just, like, I'm very, very factual. You will almost always know what I think, or at least have some kind of direction and task. And you're like, okay, do ABC. And, like, they don't even know, like, you've demonstrated it, and they have no fucking idea what you told them to do. Like, they're just not capable. Got my SOE decoder ring. It says buy more toiletry bags. Carhartt has been garbage for years now. I had a pair of pants literally fall apart in a month. I don't know if it's been robot or out of the US, but it's been getting worse. I have a black lined Carhartt hoodie zip up coat that's 12 years old. New ones barely get 2 winters out of it. I keep the clothes I keep in the closet with a USA tag. Bought it at a feed store. Thanks SOE and crew for the awesome podcast. When I moved here, Carhartt, there's a Carhartt in town here. When I moved here, Carhartt was doing resew stuff for Mexican line stuff. It was coming in from Mexico, and all their seconds they were repairing. I believe that's changed. I believe that they are actually manufacturing here. How many people? I asked Dora that the other day. She said I think there's upwards of 1,000 people working there.
You have to understand that we've created this monster with capitalism. I'm all for capitalism. Don't think I'm saying I'm not for capitalism. But so back in the 50s when people were making refrigerators and fucking cars, and when they were making that shit, they were actually designing them to last forever. They were trying to design the best washing machine or the best fucking whatever. The best sewing machine. Like some of the best sewing machines we have out there are fucking 50 years old.
Yes, most of them.
So they were trying to do that. But what happens is if you're fucking Maytag, you don't want a fucking sewing machine that lasts, or a washing machine that lasts 100 years, because I need repeat customers. So that's happening all across the industry. I got a Samsung refrigerator.
Speak of the devil.
I got a Samsung refrigerator, and within a year it was fucking acting up. So we had a couple of different guys come out. They sent a couple of different guys out. Finally, the last guy that came out to look at it, he's like, "Oh, this is the problem, blah, blah, blah. It's an easy fix." He fixed it, right? And then while he's fixing it, he's like, "How old is this refrigerator?" I think at that time it was like 3 years old. And he goes, "You got about another 2 years." And I'm like, "What? What are you fucking talking about? A refrigerator's like a mattress. You buy one and you never have to buy another one." And he's like, "No, man, they don't design appliances to last long anymore because they need you to come back and buy another appliance." And that's kind of the same thing with these jackets. They're building that shit, so in 2 years you got to buy another jacket so we can keep opening up, I don't know, fucking Carhartt selling places. But that's what it's all about. Is that modern technology has only made it easier for them to make shit that doesn't last.
Keep the comments going. I like to wear kilts. I don't get a lot of time to wear them because of how much I am at work. Something about working on an ambulance and picking people up on backboards. I have 3 of them. A great kilt, 10 yards of cloth I pleat and roll into. A denim utility kilt out of Seattle, and a 511 tactical kilt. 2. My father told me about a guy in the teams with him named Slollinger, who, he said, looked like Cro-Magnon Man. He said they used to put a dog collar and a leash on him and take him to nice restaurants pretending he was a shaved gorilla. When the staff would ask them to leave, they would tell them, "You are welcome to throw him out if you want to." The staff never took them up on that. 3. What do you guys think places like Stonehenge and Avebury were built for?
Celebration of time.
Stargate.
John thinks they're all Stargates, but
I thought they just found like mass fucking graves underneath the fucking stones at Stonehenge.
Probably because there was, that was a worship spot. But they're all measurements of time. So,
or when the mothership landed, crushed.
Could have been. So when like the when the equinox is, it's all based off the celestial calendar. So
the real question is, what are the coordinates of all of those places, and are they all divisible by the number 3? And what math do they have in common with all of the pyramids as well?
I would say all the math. They're all pointed in the same direction.
That's right.
They're all looking for the same thing.
It's a fucking map.
Treasure map. We should go on a. We should
have SOE treasure map.
Where people go to look for things.
Yes, or scavenger hunt.
We could do that. That would be easy.
I would like the topmost bolt off of the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, you want them to actually get things that we didn't put out.
Yeah. We'll trade them for stuff.
The topmost bolt. How about just a bolt from the observation deck?
How about you just...
Because the topmost bolt, it's going to be way the fuck up there. It'd be real hard to get. But the observation deck, you might be able to sneak one out of there.
I'm sure there's a kid somewhere that has a picture on the top there. Hey guys, or just bring us pornographic pictures of girls on the Eiffel Tower. How about that? That you took.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Hey guys, I just wanted to say...
I don't even think it would be illegal in France.
I thought it wouldn't be illegal anywhere.
No, I think it would be legal in some places. Like,
Why?
I don't think you could get naked pictures of girls at the top of the Empire State Building.
Why?
Because it's America. We don't do that stuff.
Yeah, we do.
France, though, you can... France, they like to shit on you. Like, physically shit on you.
What?
So, yeah, it's a big thing in France where you lay down and a girl takes a steamy pipe of poop on your chest.
Yeah,
That's very
I
French.
think that was Germany.
No, the Germans are way too clean for that.
Hey guys, I wanted to say I've had my EDC belt 5 years. I could be wrong, John. I've had 0 problems. A few stitches are coming apart on the adjustable Velcro, but still functional. Thank you. Actually, can't wait to order my next belt, but I'll wait. Keep making these. So, Jazz, if you send that belt in, and it's the Velcro coming off, we'll fix it. If you want to refresh or update, freshen the belt up, if you want the spa treatment on your belt, you send it in with $25 and we cut your hardware off and we actually build you a brand new belt. At which time, like, you can change the colors and stuff like that. If it's a solid color belt, we're not going to just put multicam webbing on there. There'll be an additional upcharge to that, a slight upcharge. We can do that at that time or make whatever size changes you want to it. Do y'all know anything about the doorbell cameras? I'm thinking about one, but I don't want an Alexa. I just don't know where to start. I believe the Ring is what you're talking about. I think Pierre has one that he really likes. I don't know which one he has.
I think it's its own system too. You don't need Alexa.
But like, when somebody, when he knows when his wife comes home. He knows when somebody's there leaving a package. He knows when the cats move around. Like, he knows fucking everything going on in his house off of his phone and that camera system.
And the Ring system, I hear Ben Shapiro talks about it all the time. But I think the Ring system also will update. So, like, if you live in a neighborhood where there's multiple people with Rings, it will update you to things within the neighborhood. So, like, if I'm like, hey, shady dude was on my porch stealing my light bulb out of my thing, it updates to the Ring system the picture of shady dude. So when shady dude is fucking coming to your house and knocking on your door, you're like, oh, that's the dude who's stealing everybody's light bulbs. So it's actually a pretty good piece of gear.
And they have cameras that are light bulbs. Yeah. They're actually in light bulbs.
It's actually a pretty good piece of gear. I don't know how secure it is, though, so, there's always those weird dudes that are in their basement watching everybody's Ring videos, eating popcorn.
That's it. I'm picking up. I'm moving to Camden and coming to work at SOE. How could you not be happy doing anything there? I don't get it. No, but really, people just don't have any work ethics anymore. And they're getting dumb and dumber. Anyway, we are looking to buy our first house. We have looked in Tennessee. We've lived there before, as we told you. And if we make that big move, SOE will be our first place, and pop in to see if they still have shitty workers, or he'll even show up the good ones. Laugh my ass off. Just kidding. Heard the comment about the kitty print on the Easter mystery bag. Fucking hilarious, because that is the first thing Freedom Inc. said when he opened his. What's up with the kitty print? I don't mind it. Plus, somehow, I got sent a purple one. Yay. And was wondering if that was just a coincidence. No, it was not a coincidence. Laugh out loud. Freedom's is Tiffany blue. Guys, these podcasts are getting shorter and shorter. They will stop altogether if we don't get more comments. Thumbs up to the long comments. And the ones that comment every day, keep them going. Need my content.
Well, not really the long comments, but the comments. We just need comments so we have stuff that we can riff off in here.
I did know where you guys were going. I did know where you guys were going with the podcast, but it has been great meandering through life with you. While we were working up to go to the Persian Gulf, the weapons officer and chief gunner's mate showed up on the single bridge, eyeballing the telescope mounts. They wanted to mount a Mark 19 grenade launcher, but I said no. Long story short, they won. Fast forward, 4 months later, we were sitting in the Persian Gulf. One of our amphibs called for an assistant, all ahead flank, and we wheel a 180. The same Wepo was OOD, and when they flipped the 180, the half-ass bracket they made let the Mark 19 spin, and 100 rounds went into the sea. I saw it happen. So I went to the bridge and told the OOD, 100 rounds expended, no equipment casualties. The Wepo said, "What are you talking about, Chief?" So I took him what happened. I told him what happened. It was great knowing I told them it was a stupid idea and that he would have to explain to the old man what happened to those rounds.
I love it when shit like that happens. It happens quite a bit in the military, where somebody that should know better doesn't know better, and then they do this thing that spends a lot of money, and you're like, "I told you," or a lot of time. There's a lot of time wasted because a lieutenant thinks he knows better, or the colonel thinks he knows better, and then the sergeant major's like, "Hey, that's not how we do this. No, we need to do it this way." And then the fucking, all that time and energy is just fucking wasted.
The cigarette boats the SEALs had?
Uh-huh.
I want to say they were called Mark 5s, but they have that big giant boat that's also called a Mark 5. Yeah. Anyways, they had Mark 19s mounted on those things.
Yeah, they sure did.
And they were cracking the fucking holes in the boat.
The fucking boat's just fiberglass.
Yeah. What med kit setup did Green Pants run for the shotgun class? I know he had it on his belt in the back and was a tear-off med kit. If not, I can try to search for him on YouTube, but not sure if by watching the video Homeland Security would put me on a watch list. Jonathan Berkeley.
What is tear-off med kit?
Compact tear-off.
Compact tear-off, yeah.
Horizontal. And then I made belt loops that went on there. That was all it was. Skully, on the subject of a safe for your guns, check out the VSO Gun channel on YouTube. He did an entire safe room using a door attached to a block wall, and a space in his basement. Turned out pretty good.
Yeah, that's I'm going to a block something.
Skully, have you traveled to Uvalde, Texas lately? You pay them money, and you can drive and shoot their Shermans, T-34s, and Scorpions. They have a Leopard 1 A5 for sale. I think Kubota makes cultivating attachments for this model. Probably won't be in stock at your dealer.
$295,000, I think, is what that Leopard's going for. I was just looking at tanks this weekend, just perusing the tank auctions.
Where's that at?
You got to search deep. You got to search deep in the web, but they have it.
You're on the dark web.
I'm afraid to go on the dark web, man. I don't want to go on the dark web. It's crazy shit happens on the dark web. People get on the Silk Road. Who knows what's going on the Silk Road? Then you end up on some pirate ship. It's crazy.
Spider Silk Road.
Yeah, Spider Silk. I don't want nothing to do with the dark road.
As far as workers go, finding people that are worth a shit is very difficult. To this day, it's my boss, me, and my brother, and that's it. We grab a buddy here and there and labor-ready workers. With just a small crew, we crank out 35,000 square feet of flooring in 5 days, getting shit done. Thanks, guys. By the way, my backpack is multicam black and fucking bad to the fucking bone. Haha, they hide Mexicans in the back. They're the secret sauce, not the imported Japanese guys flinging fish, laugh out loud. My old lady worked there years ago, and honestly, drawing a blank on the name. I'll inquire and get back to you.
That's my Gina loves going there. There's a Chinese food restaurant in Waverly. It's good. I mean, it's
one by Mellow Black.
Yeah,
it's the buffet.
Yeah, the buffet. It's decent, and they got the pictures. They do that thing like they have all the pictures on the wall of all these different things you can get and stuff. But then they have a buffet. Everybody eats at the buffet, and they have real Chinese people in there. So there's I've seen two. I've seen three. I've seen 3 Chinese people, like real Chinese people, and I'm like, all right, it's a Chinese restaurant. They're making some Chinese food. And then one day we were there, and the guy came out of the back, and it was a Mexican. I'm like, you got Mexicans in the back of the Chinese food restaurant cooking Chinese food. It was awesome.
Answer the internet question number 2. Would you rather have to wear a rollerblade on your left foot for the rest of your life, or have an angry midget walk in front of you everywhere you go that is walking slightly slower than you want to walk?
Oh man, the midget, 100%.
Yeah, you can just kick them.
Still, it would just be cool because
you'd be like, "Give me a piggyback ride."
Yeah, angry midget. Yeah, fuck the rollerblade.
I'm terrified to send my kids to public school system. Going to try and steer them into trades, technology, and medical fields as much as I can.
It's good. There's nothing wrong with any of those things, man.
You guys on podcast 99-8, you mentioned the Noah's Ark replica in Kentucky. From what I remember seeing on a news story, it's a creationism museum. So they believe Earth is only a few thousand years old. They have animatronic animals and dinosaurs in wooden cages next to one another. I remember hearing there is a creationism museum in Santee or El Cajon that has a caveman riding a T-Rex.
Caveman riding a T-Rex.
I heard they flooded and their insurance didn't want to pay out something. They're suing their
for
insurance
water
company.
damage, yeah. Which, I mean, whatever. It's a stationary. It's not a real boat.
I don't think the UN wanting to have global control is a conspiracy. I feel like I have read that from some articles a few years ago. That what's news stations do you guys get your news from?
No, I don't really watch the news anymore. I mean, I don't really. There's not a news station that I'm getting. I mean, Fox News is on all the time because Nana can't get enough of it, and so I'll end up going in the other room because even Fox News, Fox News is just like, come on, guys, you're over the top with everything. But the UN. Remember what I said a couple days ago about the United States being the top of the pyramid for being the global controller when we have a one world government. It'll be the United States. It's the same thing with the UN. The UN has no teeth. There's nothing anywhere in the world that the UN does that is not backed up by the United States
or enforced by the United States.
Yeah, if there's going to be anything, if there's going to be any enforcement, it is the United States. Yes, I understand that the fucking Congolese, that they sent a bunch of fucking UN forces down in there but they don't enforce anything. You have to understand, when the UN is in fucking anywhere in Africa, all they do is stand on a corner. The fucking Hutu or the whoever comes running by with a machete to hack up his rival. They don't do shit. They just stand there and go, that's some crazy shit. The only time the UN has ever enforced anything, it's been through the United States military. So, I mean, when you say the UN is going to try to control the world, that would be the United States. The problem with the UN is you have bad actors within the UN that have got to a point where they can manipulate the system. So you have people condemning certain things that are just like, dude, really? North Korea, you're really going to condemn this? So it's just, the UN is actually nothing. It's a fucking, they really ought to sell the UN building and fucking kick them out and be like, hey, you guys should be in Brussels.
That's where the UN building really is.
Well, there is one, but
Yeah,
I'm saying
got,
the real one is here in New York City.
Look up the UN building in Brussels and look at the artwork on the side of that, and then decide what that is a picture of. Working in refineries and on a pipeline for years, 12 to 18-hour shifts, you have a lot of time to hear and tell stories about the craziest stuff. On the regular, the phrase, you can't make this shit up, would be said. All people do idiotic things sometimes, but most people are just plain old idiots. It's amazing when 3 or 4 non-idiots get together to do something. Shit really gets done. I've been involved in those scenarios a couple of times. Therefore, I'm not like most people, and neither are you two. Great job, men. Keep it up. Keep talking. Larry D. All right,
Thank you, Larry.
Order number 146783. Ask for some more business cards in the notes so I can pass them out. Hey, if they have money for an RV, they got disposable income. Wow, but damn, those new shirts sold fast. I think it's like you guys are popular or something. Weird, every time one of my customers asks for a link on Amazon, I make sure to get the link after clicking the SOE tab. Don't know if that hits the cookies and helps, but it helps you guys, but it can't hurt. Right on, man. Thank you very much. Harley says, it's hard to believe Keanu Reeves is 54.
Bullshit. You got to redo your math. Keanu Reeves was actually in the Civil War. He is way older than 54.
There's pictures of him.
There's pictures of him in the Civil War. Lots of them. Keanu Reeves is older than 54. God damn, he looks good for 54. Must be nice.
I like better.
Dude, you don't hear that bass?
Yeah.
Did Slim Shady hear my comment already, and he's over here with his fucking pistolas?
Base is base is non-directional. That could be coming from 50 miles away.
I think it's close.
Maybe it's naval gunfire.
It could be. Let's hope it's Slim Shady, though.